All right, thanks for joining us for tonight's post-game press conference after the Quakes 1-0 win over Philadelphia Union. We're joined by head coach and sporting director Bruce Arena. We'll start first with a question from Abram Heredia. Go ahead, Abram.
Hey, Coach. So we heard that this is the first time San Jose won the first 3 games in the season. I know it's early on to say what kind of impact that'll have on the rest of the season, but for you, what does this how do you feel about the legacy that you leave this club having accomplished that?
Well, aren't legacies like when you're done? I'm not done yet. I think the effort tonight was great. The performance certainly was not perfect, but good teams win these kind of games because they know how to grind it out. On a night when we're not moving the ball particularly well, but we played together as a team for 90 plus minutes, and to leave Philadelphia with 3 points is huge because that team doesn't lose at home. Although I know this is the second consecutive loss for them, but I believe they only lost once in 2025. So, and they're defending Supporters Shield winners. So, I'd be pretty foolish to sit here and complain about the result or the effort and all that. We did a good job tonight. Real good goal combination with Timo and Buddha. And overall, I'm proud of the way the guys hung in there. They battled and they walked up the field with 3 points and 3 clean sheets. I think you made the comment about the first time we've ever won 3 games in a row. If that's accurate, I don't know if that's accurate, but imagine this group having 3 consecutive shutouts. So that's even more impressive.
All right, we'll move on. Next question goes to Brian Gingrich. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Bruce. Congratulations on the win. It seemed like the weather was not, really conducive to great football tonight. But what do you think of how the players just really seem to dig in and really grind this clean sheet and, the win out?
Well, first of all, the weather was great for tonight. It was probably about 45, 50 degrees, no wind. The field played very fast, and we had a little bit of a difficulty adjusting to that a little bit. But your comment about how the players, grinded it out is accurate, and that's just it was a battle tonight, and protecting a 1-0 lead on the road against a team that has had a lot of success at home is an impressive result.
And when you brought Timo Werner in maybe a little earlier than you did last week and maybe earlier than you were hoping to, can you describe what you thought of the impact he had on the game, making it so people were drawing to him and he was getting passes open?
Well, he set up the goal. It's the winning goal, right? That's the impact. And he's. It's going to take a little time for him to get his full fitness, and we want to bring him along the right way. The last thing I want to do is overload him and cause an injury. So hopefully we've been smart in the first 2 games with his minutes, and hopefully we can keep building him. So by another month or so, he's really match fit.
Yeah, and it's not been the most beautiful defensive efforts yet. What do you feel like you need to shore up to keep these defensive results going?
Well, we got to be better on the ball. We got to keep the ball a little bit. We have to win second balls. I think we turned the ball over a little bit too much tonight. They gave Philadelphia some momentum and put us under pressure. But we'll get better as the season moves forward.
Thanks, Brian. We'll move on to Jose Nunez. Go ahead, Jose. Jose, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. So sorry. I'm in a cabin out in the woods in the middle of Pennsylvania, so I apologize. Bruce, I think you sort of answered the question about Timo and what he brings to your squad and what he brings to the league. I'd be intrigued to see or hear what the conversation is with him about, having to do it on a cold, wet night in Chester, Pennsylvania, all together, a difficult place, obviously.
Yeah, I think he's been in some cold, wet nights in England and Germany. So I don't think I think the weather actually was probably pleasant for him compared to being in some of those leagues at this time of year. So he's used to that. I think actually in training last week, he thought it was kind of warm when it was 70 degrees. So, he was fine out there tonight.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we have 2 more questions. Go ahead, Paula, you're next.
I have 2 questions. Congratulations, Bruce. At
Thank you.
halftime, what was the main message that helped the team to step up and close this one out? Thank you so much.
Well, we talked about it today in our team meeting. We knew the game. We wanted to get the game into the second half where it was even or we got ahead, and then hopefully have some composure to close the game out. I think if we're at fault with anything, I think we lacked some composure over the last 20 minutes of the game. We could have been better with our passing. We should have been a little bit more confident on the ball. But give Philadelphia credit. They got after us and caused us to create some mistakes on the ball, and they had some momentum, and they were dangerous attacking us.
As question, Timo just arrived here. What would you like to say about Timo's second assist in the season and his strong start overall? Thank you so much.
Well, there's Timo's a quality player, and we know as we continue to move forward that he's going to not only contribute with assists, but he's going to score goals as well. And as he gets fitter, he's going to be a more complete player for us. But his quality is obvious. He's been a good leader for our team in a short period of time, so I think there's going to be a lot of positive things ahead.
Mukal, do you have a question?
I'm sorry, we're not able to hear that.
Go ahead, Mario. Or do you want to text me that? Because I have another question. I'll just text. Yeah, it's tough to hear you right now. Here, text me the question. Thank you. I have another question from Thomas Dunn from Royford, California. He asked, Daniel had another knockout performance. He wasn't really tested for his 2 games as much as tonight, but he came through. Tell me about his performance as well as the 2 center back pairing of Muni and Roberts. What they did tonight.
Yeah, our center backs and our goalkeepers played very well tonight. Muni and Reed cut off a bunch of players. Daniel made, I'd say 2, maybe 3 key saves, and that's what you need on the road in games like this. So a lot of credit to Daniel for having 3 consecutive clean sheets.
And this last one from Marco, who's didn't hear earlier. Well, you kind of just answered. He said, "How did you like Daniel's game?" He said he doesn't have to be perfect, but was tonight his best game so far?
Yeah, Daniel was very good tonight. Very good.
All right. That's it. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.